was it you said?
You can bring 2 scones, one for Daniel and one for Majella.
Are you having a cup of tea yourself?
No, random. Oh, yeah, actually, I would.
Do you want jam? Here, there's
Thanks
jam.
very much.
Do you want jam and cream on it, David?
Oh, I'm
Yeah, I'll put it on to you.
Are you having tea, Dad?
Yes, please.
lovely. So I have a list of questions here we'll go through anyway. I'm sure we'll chat about it.
There is sugar. Do you take sugar or
Oh,
soda?
I'm good. Thanks a million. Lovely.
Have a spoon with them. That's the cream.
If you just hop down there, Connor, and just get a shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And am I getting the special treatment, or do you cook the scones every morning?
Well, I cook all the scones.
Oh,
I
lovely.
cook all the scones here.
See the guests like that.
I
Oh,
do,
yeah.
I used to do all the cooking, Alice says. No, there you are, David. Try that.
Thanks so much.
You've your tea, have you?
Lovely. I'm just going to put this.
Have you ever been to this part of the country before yourself?
Oh yeah. No.
I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, we're going. Strap.
Yeah.
Connor's well able to talk for us all.
These are very good. The three of you. All able to talk for each other.
Well, I'd be always in the background, as such.
Yeah.
Paul, you take this.
And you do the bread as well, Mum?
Yeah,
And the bacon?
yeah.
Lovely. So, fabulous.
I've plenty more if you want another one too now.
Or you can take a few which if you want.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine. Okay, so do you want to move in a little bit more?
Sorry, yeah.
Just in with. Lovely. That's brilliant. Yeah.
And do you want us looking at the camera or not?
No, if you
Just-
want to
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
give it to me again.
Yeah.
Just chat really. Right, so. Well, sure, do you want to introduce yourselves, I suppose, would be the first thing.
Yeah.
Give us your names and the name of the B&B. And from there, if you want to just maybe give us a little guide around what the B&B is and describe the B&B a bit and
Yeah.
a bit about the area. So give us your names.
Well, my name is Conor O'Neill, and the bed and breakfast is the Glyde in Annigasson. Ma'am, do you want
Ma'am, I'm Anne, Connor's ma'am. And between my husband Paul and myself, we run the B&B really ourselves, do the cooking, the cleaning, the washing, the ironing, the whole lot.
Paul looks like a man for the washing.
I am a jack of all trades. And he is. And I do everything, from a needle to an anchor.
Oh,
Yeah, no matter what goes wrong. Paul, it's Paul.
Yeah.
Paul.
Maintenance
Paul.
man, everything, yeah.
Yeah, everything falls down on me.
including the dancing.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh yeah, the dancing and the singing
That's right.
and the harmonica.
and the harmonica.
Harmonica.
You should have brought the harmonica out. Did?
Oh,
You probably have it.
Oh, sorry.
yeah, go on,
we're
sorry.
We're getting
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
This is great. This is brilliant. Actually, we'll go again, right? And sure, give us. And do you want to start with tell
Oh,
us
yeah,
your
yeah.
name? Paul, you tell us your name, and then Conor, you tell us your name and tell us then about the
Yeah, yeah.
B&B. So,
I'm Anne O'Neill, and my husband.
I'm Paul O'Neill.
I'm Conor O'Neill, so this is Mum and Dad, and the bed and breakfast we opened up in 2000. I suppose the reason why we opened up, we just got so busy with food with Mum and Dad. She told you the story earlier on of doing the food for the local people, and it was a risk in 2000 putting on bed and breakfast. We've gone through some tough times, and it's starting to pick up again, which is great. But you had recession, and you had foot and mouth and all that around this area, which impacted us quite dramatically. But things are picking up. We've got a lot of international visitors starting to come again, and I think our unique selling point, of course, is the view. I mean, the few and the local produce that we have around here is spectacular, and proximity to Dublin. So to the airport, you can get here within 40 minutes, which is fantastic. So, I mean, if Daniel and Majella come, which I hope they will, they'll be treated to some great local produce, some fabulous entertainment, hospitality, really good hospitality with mum and dad. They're well used to it, and homeliness, friendliness, and really good food.
Wow, right, okay. You kind of answered a few of your questions.
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. So fantastic. Do you want to move a little bit, actually?
Yeah.
Tilt.
Sorry.
Just rotate yourself a little bit there, actually.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The other way.
The other way, yeah.
Oh, lovely. Lovely, grand.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. There you go. That's brilliant. Yeah, that's
Grand,
great. Yeah, that's
okay.
brilliant now. Lovely. And, hang on. Lovely. Right, so just give us, Anne, do you want to tell us a bit maybe about, just about what's one of the couple of the best bits about the B&B you think? You think a couple of the great things that you guys as hosts you do?
Well, you meet so many, we meet so many different people from all nationalities, and you have many's a good crack with them, sing song. Maybe Paul will play the harmonica in the morning, for the breakfast we play in the morning, has broken on the harmonica.
All right.
And most of them come back again, and
That's very good. Excellent.
I think it's important, Matt, we were talking about this earlier on, I think it's important to note that we don't really publicise the bed and breakfast. Like, we do a lot of social media in terms of the restaurant and in terms of the bar and the events that we've got going on, but the bed and breakfast, I guarantee you, if you walk around the area and you ask, most people don't know we've a bed and breakfast at all, and it's just word of mouth. So I mean, people who we're on the internet, all right, but people just seem to fall upon the place, and people just talk about it, and that's how people come in. We don't do bookings.com or any of that, you know. So
It's great word of mouth.
it
Yeah.
was word of mouth that really got us
Testimony.
going from the beginning. We started with nothing, as I said, and it was just word of mouth that got the place known.
And from a breakfast perspective, what do you think Daniel and Majella would like for breakfast if you were to be making them breakfast now, just today even? What would they be on the menu?
Well,
now?
what everybody loves is the bacon. Everything is fresh. We cook everything fresh when they order.
Yeah.
Whatever they order, bacon, sausage, tomato, homemade brown bread, toast, whatever they want. Or if they wanted anything else, if they wanted smoked salmon, they could have it. And what else, Norman?
Oh, beans.
Whatever they want, scrambled egg,
yeah.
poached eggs,
Smoked
anything else.
mackerel if they want it.
Gee, a big
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah.
Big mix. Unreal. In my house, all you get is one sausage between us. Lovely. Very
Yeah.
good. So, I suppose I'd love to, because we were chatting a bit about it up at the top, I'd love to know a little bit more about when you guys set up the B&B. Why did you set it up?
Why did we set it up? I had it in my head. I always had it in my head when we were doing the restaurant. I was pushing for the restaurant to get the restaurant going, and I always said I'd love to do a B&B, and I got no encouragement from anyone. They said I was mad, you wouldn't make anything here. So I kept going, and when we built here, I said we're going to build. We've only 4 rooms, but I said we're going to build the rooms when we're building the restaurant, and it has just grown and grown. It was the best thing we ever did, because they'll come and they'll have a meal and they'll have a drink maybe, they'll stay the night maybe, and some people will even stay a couple of more nights. Some people are coming now even for a week to stay here. They just love the homeliness and peace and quiet and go for walks and everything. But that's how we just started from scratch ourselves.
And you said when you were setting up, you were building onto it all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Yes.
It was just, as I said, we just had the bar and the lounge, and we were serving the food then. And then it got so busy. There was a girl helping me out, and I said to her, she was having her 21st, and I said, if I get Paul to clean out the garage, I said, well, you have your 21st here. And we put in the windows and the door, and we had the 21st, and then it just created, we built it into a function room, and then that got too small, and then we built on the restaurant then. It was a big gamble.
Big gamble indeed.
A big gamble.
And with a B&B as well, there's so much to do.
Oh, there's a lot to be done, yeah.
Do each of you have a different task or an angle? Or is
Well,
there,
Mum
do
and
you
Dad
all-
do a lot more than I do for the bed and breakfast, and that's been the truth of it, like, you know.
You
So-
could be up at 6 in the morning, you could be up at 6:30. Whatever time people want the breakfast, we just get up.
So your job is breakfast. Or what kind of jobs do each of you
Well, Paul
have?
Paul meets them anyway, and
Meet and greet
yeah.
and entertain.
Yeah.
That's your job.
That's my job. I make the
How do you do
breakfast.
that?
Well, just
The
comes.
harmonica.
What the hell? Oh yeah. I would play Morning Has Broken. That's the first tune I start with. And I have to say we had a family from Vienna. It's about 4 or 5 years ago. And they came down and they sat in the lounge for their breakfast, full of beans. And I said nothing until snaked in for the harmonica and took it out. And I played Morning Has Broken. You should hear them singing that. Unbelievable.
Gorgeous. Do you have your harmonica on you?
I have.
We need to get
just-
it going. Well, I'll do it in a second actually. We'll do it at the end.
Yeah, okay.
Sure, tell us your job now. What's your main job, Conor?
Well, I mainly look after the marketing end of things. I look after the restaurant and the bar. If mum and dad are away, I'll do the bed and breakfast. Or if they want a hand, I'll come in and do it. Particularly if there's a large group of people that are staying. But mainly, I leave the bed and breakfast to mum and dad. And I think you really enjoy the bed and
I
breakfast,
do.
don't you?
And Paul's a great front man.
Yeah.
Is he?
Oh, he is.
You're the
People
producer.
just walk in the door and, you know, the things he comes out with even, you know, it just, people just enjoy, and he knows how to, how to judge a person. He just know immediately whether you can crack a joke or be serious. But he's a great frontman, and Conor's very good too. But
Yeah.
Paul would be the, you'd know he was used to mixing with people.
Well, I would be.
all my life. all the
Yes,
time.
well, I have been mixing with people since I was about 10 years of age. I used to be on the bread van, my father's bread van, with my uncle. And that's when I started meeting all the people. And I'm meeting customers now for 64 years. So I'm well experienced.
Yeah, you've got a bit of experience on it.
Absolutely.
But and I'd say you're the one that do all the making though as well.
I do the baking, and I do the B&B, and do the washing and the ironing and the cleaning and all that kind of thing.
And the books.
And the books.
And the
And a
books.
bit of babysitting. I have 5 grandchildren, so.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And are they any interest in the B&B lifestyle?
The
as
little
well?
one
Yes.
comes down,
Holly
our
would,
eldest-
yeah.
Holly comes down, our eldest little one, and she sits on the step down there anytime we have the groups coming, and she'll sit and she's watching them, the brush dance, and she's at the brush dance now and showing them all how to do the
5.
brush.
5
5
years
years
of
of
age.
age, she's showing her how to, and she just loves the music.
Brilliant. And
And
they live
the-
around here?
Oh yeah, just next door.
Yes.
They live
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
door, right? Oh,
Yeah.
that's very good.
There's Holly, Harry and Jack.
Yeah.
Identical
And,
twins.
and then we have Eloise and Adelaide.
Big family around
Big
it.
family.
Yeah,
I'd say you fill the room yourself.
Oh, you
with
would,
just
There's
the
grandchildren.
family. Yeah, just the grandchildren, which is very good.
Yeah, yeah.
So who would be now? I think we've established now who would be the boss between the three of us now. Who would be the? Is it
Who
an
would you
even
say?
split?
Is
or-
it Dad?
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to be the boss.
Who's the boss and the boss is out?
Between us, between
We're
us.
all bosses.
And Conor, now fair play to him, if he's doing anything new, he'd always come and say, well, what do you think, Mum, Dad? What do you think? How do you think it'll go? You know, we kind of work between us all.
Kind of work
Yeah.
between you.
Yeah,
isn't it? It's
between
a
us,
cooperation
yeah.
to kind
Yeah,
of have
and
it out.
Conor's here now full time, so it's absolutely brilliant.
Very good.
We all chip in.
The old chip in. Very good. So I'm just reading this someone to me. So how would you feel now, I suppose, if Daniel and Majella knocked at the door?
Oh, we'd
now?
be delighted.
You'd be delighted?
Yeah.
What would you say? What would you say to them?
Oh, God, I'd throw my arms around them and say, we're delighted. More than welcome.
Give us a song.
Give us a song.
Yeah, she
give
has
us
a
a song,
harmonica,
yeah.
yeah.
Give us a song. Majella sings as well, too.
They
Yeah.
both sing, yeah.
They both sing.
That's very good. What do you think now what do you think they're like?
Oh, I'd say they're lovely.
Yeah.
They're homely,
Yeah.
natural, no airs, just like ourselves, just natural.
Yeah.
And he worked hard. He worked very hard, I have to say, yeah.
Yeah.
You'd know it.
I'd say you'd knock great crack out of him as well.
Oh, yeah, he's a great
Wouldn't
sense of humour.
Yeah.
Sure, even Majella said it herself in the paper, you'd know we had. Sure, when you see him on television, you know he comes out with the
Yeah.
dry wit.
I
That's the
think
way
he's a
Paul
great
would go
dancer.
on.
You think he's a great
The
dancer?
best dancer in Ireland.
Do you think he's better than you?
He's a wee bit. There's an excuse for me because I had fluid on my knee.
Oh,
I just couldn't get going right.
oh yeah.
So I think I did well.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that. We had him doing the dance. Shit.
I still wonder would yourself and Daniel do the brush dance together?
Oh, yeah.
I'd say Daniel's well used to the brush dance. He's done a goal, he would, yeah.
That's it.
Ah, yeah, it says so. Why wouldn't you?
Do you see, I suppose with Daniel there's a bit of similarity, but do you see any other similarities between yourselves and Daniel and Majella? Do you see a bit of work ethic you were saying as well?
Yeah, and she'd be completely different to him, whereas the same here.
Yeah, well, opposite attract, isn't that what you say? Yeah?
Opposite attract, opposite, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah. I'd say he'd be similar enough.
I'd say, yeah,
You know,
In terms of being down to earth and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the work
And I
ethic
go
and
my
that.
way, and yeah,
there's no
Great,
big
great.
fuss.
yeah.
Just take life as it comes.
I'd say maybe more than Paul. Would Paul would be quieter as such,
I'd
maybe.
be more laid back, maybe.
Yeah, in ways,
Yeah.
yeah. And then we don't have rows, we just, and then you forget about it. You're so busy, you just forget about it and keep going on and
Yeah.
just laugh about it then.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, tell us about the room you were thinking for Daniel and Majella. Tell us a bit about the room.
Well, I thought I liked the room because there's the view over the mountains and the tide, and it's relaxing. You're completely away from everything. You know, you go up there, it's private from the pub and the restaurant. And you could go out on the veranda, or whatever you like to call the roof garden, you can go out there, sit outside, because we've tables there in the summertime if you want to sit out, you know.
And
Oh, yeah.
do you have any special touches in the room, or is there anything you've added to the room? It's the view, really, isn't
It's
it?
the
that
view,
captures it,
yeah.
isn't
Yeah,
Oh,
it is,
yeah.
yeah.
The view more than anything.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, this
You've
is
Wi-Fi, haven't you, Conor?
Oh, yeah, there's Wi-Fi all over
yeah.
the place. Yeah.
And we
Very
got new televisions there a while ago.
everything. And tell us now, how big a fans are you of Daniel O'Donnell? Do you like Daniel O'Donnell?
Oh,
Do the
yes.
family
Oh,
like
yeah.
Daniel
Yeah,
O'Donnell?
yeah, and I see him. I love his shows on television too. He's
Oh,
very
yeah,
good, yeah.
yeah.
Very
I do
good.
enjoy him. He'd be the same crack as myself. You know, that little, what you call it, would come out now and
Crack,
again.
the dry,
What they call
the
it?
dry joke, is it?
More or less, yeah. But no, I think he's a good character. Just
Did you just go to visit him, didn't you?
We
We
did.
did. We visited him in Donegal years and years ago, and we didn't even realise it was his place. And we went into this house, and next we could hear somebody saying, "Oh, look!" And this lady was from the north. Remember
Yeah,
the lady? She used
I
to come
do,
up
yeah.
when things were bad in the north.
Yes.
She'd come down here for something to eat, and she says, "Oh, look!" She says, "Look, Daniel! Look at Daniel!" She says. So we went over and we asked him, could we get our photograph taken with him? So we had our photograph up in the shop there for ages and ages and
Oh,
ages.
do you still have the
I
photo?
can't find
Oh,
it.
sorry, oh, sorry,
We were
sorry,
looking
I
for it.
shouldn't have asked. I shouldn't have- Sorry.
No, but we had it up for ages
Yeah.
and ages
Yeah.
behind the counter,
Yeah.
three of us.
And that day he said, look at Daniel. And I said, where is he?
Yeah.
I didn't realise he was so small. I
Don't
thought
tell him
he was
that.
tall. But I didn't know I was talking to Daniel. You know?
Very good.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
the way it is.
Yep, that's it. That's good to be true.
Yeah.
And I think from our point of view, like we would have been reared across the road as well. And Roisin, my auntie,
yeah.
is from Donegal, and she's massive, Daniel. So we'd have been growing up listening to Daniel
Yeah.
O'Donnell music all the time. And who is this fella? And then you'd see him on the telly and constantly having videos on of it, like, you know. So we would have been kind of brought up with him, you know.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah. I wouldn't miss a show for anything.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I love the shows. No doubt about it.
Very good.
Yeah.
How do you think that the neighbours or everybody in the town would react if
There
Daniel
would be
O'Donnell-
great
Oh, it'd be
crack,
great.
and Roisin would lose her life if he arrived up. Yeah, definitely.
Roisin's your auntie. is
Yeah,
it?
she's from Donegal.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Roisin's, and whose sister's Roisin?
Oh no, she's Dad's brother or sister-in-law.
Sister.
Your sister-in-law.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
She runs the shop
Across
Yes.
the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
She'd die, would she?
Oh, she would. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
she would, yeah. She would
See,
go
she's
on
from
that either.
Donegal, she's a fluent Irish speaker, and
Yeah.
she was a nurse in St Mary's Drumcara too.
Very good. And how do you think people would react if Daniel was
Oh.
sitting
It'd be
there
great
on-
crack. Yeah, it would be
it'd
great
be
crack.
great.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
lovely,
Because like
wouldn't
as
it?
I said to you, if I went out and I said to your man at the bar that Daniel is coming, the whole village would know within, I'd say, about
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
know,
it's such a small area.
Big
like, you know.
fans are out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
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 Very good. Very good. So I suppose what would it mean to you if Daniel actually came? What would it mean for the B&B and for the pub and for everything? Would it be?
Oh, it would draw more business to us. There's no doubt about
I'd
it.
love to see somebody
Yeah.
like him even interested even in
Yeah.
coming here. I would take it as a lovely compliment, you know, that he would even think, because I keep saying, I wonder would he think it's nice enough for him? Would it, you know, he'd be used to, I'm sure, plush hotels and everything. I see even by the paper he was interviewed in the Chapter 1 restaurant.
All right.
So I said to myself, the Chapter 1 would be a little bit different to our little B&B.
You come here just for the brush dance.
Wouldn't it be a great
The big-
compliment?
Yeah.
And to have the two of them, you can't forget Majella.
Absolutely,
both
yeah.
of them.
Are you a fan of Majella as well?
Oh yeah, I've seen her. Even you remember the time she was on the Late Late?
Mhm.
Yeah.
She had cancer. Oh yeah, she's very good.
Mm.
Yeah.
And they're advocating now the hearing aids now.
Yes.
Her hearing has been affected.
Mm. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
both
yeah.
of them. I think even separately and together, they're very good.
And
together.
Yeah,
it was
they're a
amazing
good
the way
team.
he met her. It
Yeah.
was just amazing the way he met her in Tenerife. And then he was going with her for, I don't know what I told you, he was going with her for 6 months. And then this Catholic ethos came in, how can I marry this woman?
Yeah.
She's married with a family and so divorced. And then he was at Mamma Mia. They were friends, but there was nothing personal, she said, about. But then he went to Mamma Mia in the West End, I think it was. And he just said, it just dawned on him, wouldn't Majella just love it here? I just love this show. And that's what made him just say, this is it. If there is a God above there and the God that I pray to, he wouldn't like to see me unhappy. He missed her.
Yeah.
He was broken-hearted. And that's how they really
Yeah.
got together. And it was a lovely story. I'd heard different bits and pieces before, but that was in the Sunday paper. I have it inside. I was reading it now.
Oh,
And it was lovely to read it now, yeah.
Yeah.
It's lovely to hear the background
Mm.
to all this, yeah.
I'd say, in terms of being similar, I'd say you guys are a great team. In comparison to those guys, to Majella and Daniel being a fabulous team and working well together,
Yeah.
these guys work really
Oh
well
yeah, we
together.
worked very hard. We worked, we used to do 120
120
hours.
hours a week we were doing.
Get
At
up
the
and,
start.
yeah, I'd be making apple tarts
Oh,
at
that's
3
nice.
o'clock in the morning, washing floors, everything. You see, you started with nothing, so you couldn't afford to pay any, so you just did everything. And I mean everything.
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
That's right.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Gee, that's so interesting. Just 120 hours.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's right, yeah.
goodness. You know, it's
Yeah.
not just the time I spend on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
So about the area, would you have any activities in mind for Daniel and Majella when coming here?
Yeah, well, as I said, it depends on what time. I'm half thinking of organising a country festival anyway in March, and if they're thinking of coming, we could kind of in and around that time. Also, we've got the smokery at the end of the village, and Terry Butterley owns that. He'd be brilliant on camera as well. Great
Oh,
character. We've
Tell
the
us a bit about the smokery, actually.
well, I don't know when it started. You probably know better than I do when it started.
Oh, he must be out about 10 years, wouldn't
Oh
he?
Yeah.
God, he's had more than 10 years, Paul.
But he would supply Chapter 1 that was mentioned there,
Yeah,
now,
he would,
and
yeah.
all the top restaurants in Ireland. And
He's your friend.
Coast
Oh yeah,
Guard
well
singer.
yeah, Coast Guard. Like it's a small community, and particularly with local produce and the restaurants, it's kind of it's quite
Cooperative.
yeah, exactly, yeah. But Terry also has been open up to food tours before, so we're running kind of small food tours around the area, and he would get his salmon. I think it's Scottish salmon he's getting now. It's farmed. But he will bring it in and he'll smoke it overnight, and he'll come in here for a pint when it's smoking, that sort of thing. Or the bakery next door would be nice to visit that as well.
Yeah. Can
and
you
also,
see everything bacon? Can you go in and look
oh,
around?
you can,
at
of course.
that?
Now you might have to go early in the morning. You might have to go at 6 o'clock in the morning,
They
wouldn't you?
start about 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
3 in the morning, and they go, and then they go.
To finish around
throughout the
about,
morning.
I think, baking around about 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
Baking.
yeah, that's about it.
And
And
then-
then the smokery goes all through the year as well.
Yeah, it does, yeah, all year round. And also, if he wanted to go, I could try and arrange it. If he wanted to go out and fish for ice or for crab claws or sea urchins or octopus, I have the perfect guy who might be able to bring him out in the boat and then come in and eat it, like do a nice little seafood platter for him. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
That'd be good.
Or activities, if they want to do some sort of activity, we have horse riding, but if they wanted to go subboarding, we could just go down to the beach just down here and head out subboarding, kite surfing, windsurfing, or they could go around on the river, which is nice and quiet, and go kayaking out there.
Is there
Or fishing.
yeah,
Fishing,
There's
yeah.
anglers around here as well. The Glyde and the Dee, which of them was the salmon river, or was it both?
Both.
Were the
Oh, great
best,
rivers,
yeah,
yeah.
best salmon fishing rivers in Ireland up until recently. And now it's catch and release. But we could organise through the Glyde fisheries to bring them out fishing.
You seem like the man that's in touch with everything in the town. Do you
Yeah.
do, and you run events and stuff.
Oh,
Tell
yeah,
me
we-
a bit about the events you
Well,
run.
we have opera. We've opera nights here where we do like a 5-6 course tasting menu, and we've Gavin Ring from Kerry, and his wife Nicola, she's from Carlingford, just over the water here. They would come down. She's a soprano, he's a baritone, and we kind of intersperse the meal with the music. It's a really good night. We do comedy events, so we'd lift the stage from here, put it in the middle, and we did a Father Ted night recently. So Joe Rooney, you know Father Damo, and Owen McLove, do you remember him? So we had the two of them doing comedy here. Went really, really well. I run a food festival in September. So out here, the whole area is like, we do food demos here with the local produce. We've local crafts and local foods, and then we've a Viking section as well. We do that at the end of September. And we run...
He's really kind of an entrepreneur.
He is, he's very good, yeah.
Yeah, you're proud
He
of him.
travelled the world.
He travelled the world.
Yeah.
Did you miss him when he was gone?
Oh, yeah. Good job I didn't know the half of the things. When you went to Iran.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, my brother's in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Oh, brilliant.
yeah.
Class.
So you travelled around a bit as well, so when you came back then?
Yeah, exactly,
Brilliant.
So, no, that was a great experience, you know. And we kind of wrote, as we were travelling, we did a little bit of writing for a local newspaper. And then one of them actually appeared in, the one in Iran appeared in the Irish Times. So we're delighted with that, you know.
You must be proud of him.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
great. I don't know how we do without him.
And the events seem brilliant.
Oh yeah, no, they're great, and we're talking about bringing a comedy festival to the village, and that's why I was asking about the Spiegel tent. We might link in with them if we get big enough, you know.
Very good. Yeah. And when you're doing the, you were talking about the music you play in the Cayley and stuff. Actually, do you want to grab your harmonica? We'll have you play a little bit actually.
Yeah.
Here as well, and I suppose do you have like events here, and then there's music playing there, and then people can go to the pub as well. They kind of rent the whole area.
It depends. We do, like, for a wedding, it would be they would have the whole place here, and the stage would be gone, and we'd have it all, decked out with candelabras and the whole lot. And if they wanted to get married out on the beach, we'd get it set up out there.
Have it there in the camera.
For the ones that you're talking about there, the groups that would come, we'd set up the Irish music here, and they'd be dancing down here. And normally the people that would be there, they would all pack out here for their food, and then the people that would be sitting there that couldn't see the music would move down to the middle area, where they'd sit down there and watch the music and get involved. It's very interactive. So that's Tuesdays, Fridays and Sundays. Then Wednesdays, trad session would always be in the lounge. And the country would be in the lounge. And
they can come in, the lads.
Oh,
and
yeah,
play during. They're from the village, are they?
Oh, they're all local. Everyone who plays here is local.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so we try and support local as much as we can.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And would you be singing at all during those nights? Would you get up and have an old song?
Not really. No, I couldn't tell it.
That's all right. That's all right.
As I said, I was so long in the background. I was for 30 years inside cooking from morning to night and trying to rear 3 children. So I was inside all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of inside between the books and between everything, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm very busy between everything.
Sure.
I have enough to do. And like, as I keep saying, Connor is so good, and then Dad is such an entertainer. I did come out, believe it or not. There were, do you remember the people from the North, Connor?
Oh, yeah.
The senior citizens. And I came out, Paul said, come on, Sasha, come out, yeah. And we had a chat and sing song, and I came out, and two of the women came over and they said to me, we great cracked with your husband until you came out. And I knew what they meant. They didn't mean it as an insult. But they felt when I came out, and that's what I keep saying, like, if Connor's here and Paul is enough, like, if you go anywhere, you don't want the husband and the wife and the son going around. Do you know what I mean? There's enough. You can overdo everything.
But that's it though, isn't it? You all have your own area that you
Yeah.
all kind of take charge
that's what I
of
mean,
now.
yeah, and
Like if Daniel and Majella were coming over here, say, would you be the one that's getting the beds ready and the one that's making sure everything's in order? That'd be your job, would it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that
Well, you'd still come out and give a song, wouldn't you? You would.
I would see. I would see.
Here, do you want me
No,
to
I
get that?
probably
No,
would, I
you're
would.
doing the harmonica then.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is the harmonica now. This is the favorite harmonica.
The fame, a little bit of fame.
They had when he was at school, they had a little band. I think Paul's the only one left now that plays.
There's only a few left.
Pete plays maybe.
Pete, yeah. There was about 40 in the band.
Give us a bit there now. What song will you
What
sing
do you want
for us
me to
now?
sing?
Well, what
Or
would
to
you be
play,
playing
sorry.
if you were here in the morning now? Daniel and Majella imagine they were sitting here now. What would you play?
Well, I just walk in and start.
Very good. Right, that's lovely. That's kind of it. Is there anything you want to say or anything did we miss on anything, or did anything we didn't get to? We kind of covered a lot, didn't we?
I think we
covered a lot.
did. I don't know what else. Like, what else would there be interesting? You've done the show before, so what
you've
what
done
kind
the show
of
before.
It's great to see the harmonica being
Yeah.
played. Anyway, yeah. It's
what
brilliant.
are they interested in, Daniel and Majella?
Oh,
They did.
It's only 40 minutes from Dublin, but it is still hidden. So if people wanted to come out from the
say that again. It's Hidden Ireland. I missed that. Sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry. So I think one of the important things about here is that it's hidden Ireland. Even though we're only 40 minutes from Dublin, not many people know about it.
That's it.
And I think this would be a great opportunity for people from from Dublin or from Belfast to see what's on their doorstep, and utilise it.
And people don't realise it. When they come in the front door, they think it's a
Yeah,
real
yeah.
old little wee small shop. And as one man said, just like you said, you've a lot of things. He said, well, you know what, if you've no one to talk to, you've plenty to look at. And they never realise when they come out here, it's always a wow when you open the big doors and they just say, oh wow, for such, it just looks so old. And what they love is the old bar, because the swinging doors, like it's so old. It creates an atmosphere in itself, doesn't it? The old pub.
From the old
That's
to
what I
the
love.
new.
From the old to the new.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I love the
yeah,
old pub,
yeah.
yeah.
And the only disadvantage to a pint is the sea, because it's so tidal. See, it's only really Dundalk Bay. It's a part of the Irish Sea, and it's so tidal here that it flows in 6 hours in and back, 6 hours back. That's the way
Still
it's.
good.
Yeah, but equally though, that's one of the reasons why we have the best cockles and the best razor clams in Europe, because it's fresh all the time, fresh in and fresh out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to go over.